The Manitoba Federation of Labour, that represents about 125,000 members of the province's labour force, is calling for Workers' Compensation Board coverage to be extended to mental health injuries sustained at work. President of the Federation, Kevin Rebeck, says that the legislation only covers mental health injuries from a single traumatic event, and they would like to see all included.
People are most familiar with things like PTSD, which are from a traumatic event typically, but there's also people who get injured, mental health injuries from excessive stress, from burnout, or from toxic workplaces. And today, our workers' compensation system isn't set up to cover those. So people are left on their own to try and get well and get the help that they need, and that's simply not fair.
As conversations around mental health get louder, Rebeck says that there needs to be resources available to support those impacted.
I think for a long time, mental health injuries have been misunderstood and they haven't been talked about, but times are changing, we're evolving, we're finding out that these are serious issues that need support and help, and it's okay to get that support and help. But we still don't have enough supports and help in society, in our communities, and we don't have coverage.
He says that they commissioned a poll by Probe Research showing that 7 out of 10 Manitobans want more support for work-related mental health injuries from the board. He says they have also heard from workers about how they have been impacted when faced with these circumstances.
In many cases, they can't afford to go and find, or they can't find the mental health supports that they need to get well. That means they can miss time from work. That means they could have medical expenses that they have to absorb themselves. And for many, it means they just try to get by without dealing with those mental health injuries. And that's something that no one should have to do.
Rebeck says that what they're asking for is possible and calls on the government to take action.
Our WCB system is well funded. They've regularly, the last few years, been giving rebates to employers because they've collected more than they've paid out. And from a political point of view, our premier, our government today could make this change. WCB could absorb these costs. There's no direct cost to government for making these changes. There's no reason we shouldn't be able to do it.
In Winnipeg, Temi Olatunde, City News.